why you're here. That's why you're here with me. You see what I'm saying? So basically, so I have this friend, and he was basically saying when his father passed or whatever, he used to feel him tough like all the time. So I'm like, do you feel them now? And then he's like, no, no. So I think he transitioned. So let me tell you about that. The whole transition period, it can be very quickly or it cannot be quickly. A lot of people are stuck in like the middle realm because they don't want to come to terms with the fact that they're actually dead. A lot of people don't. A lot of spirits don't. Okay. Like you may have worked your whole life. This is why you live and you have fun in this lifetime because they're working their whole damn life and then they just die. So you don't get to enjoy your assets. So while you're over here steady hustling every day and you don't enjoy yourself or your children or your spouse, you're going to die rather quickly. So I had a spirit come to me. His name is Robert. He finally got his 40 acres and his mule, literally, and was in the field and just died from dehydration. He couldn't figure out why he was dead, or he couldn't figure out like why he was there. So like when I came across him, he had been walking home, trying to get to his home where his wife and kids lived for years. So I asked him, like, what timeline are you from? And he told me the 1940s. And he asked me what year it was. So I told him 2022 because it was last year at this time. He was blown away. And then he just started panicking. And I'm like, have you been walking around trying to get home? So he attached to me because I asked him, what happened? He attached to me, right? And when he attached to me, he showed me he was out in the field by himself. Now, mind y'all, this is back in the day to where the men thought that they had to work outside and then the women worked inside and they had to stay inside, couldn't come back outside. A whole bunch of bullshit, right? So he worked and worked and worked, got all this land, right? Got all this damn land and finally paid it off and got to where he wanted to be. And then guess what, y'all? He was dehydrated working, right? He looked into the air because I could like feel the water, like the sweat. Then I said, damn, like, were you outside? Like, you're sweating like an awful lot. And then he looked up at the sun, blackout. So I was very confused at first because I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just really trying to piece together, like, why the hell you were out there working like that by yourself? But it was in the 1940s. Even his clothes, he had like, not overalls, but kind of like a jumper. And do y'all remember like those old ass boots? Like, if y'all have ever seen Shawshank Redemption, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Those old ass worn out leather boots. Like he had your coveralls. Thank you, Frankie. So he had like coveralls on, but they were like knee highs. I guess that's how they did back in the day. But how I knew what timeline he was from was because when he came to me in my mind's eye, he was in black and white. And I'm like, what the so like we started talking. He didn't want to come to terms with the fact that he was dead because welcome in, y'all, welcome in at all. And I thought that was weird because I thought like when you transition, like you know that you're dead, but no. When you are a middle vibe person, and a lot of times I've seen this through like they have what's it called? The accidental overdoses. Or like the car accidents, like the major car accidents to the point where you die instantly. It doesn't register in time that I have passed away. Okay. So let me tell you a story about my mother. My mother passed away when I was 4 years old, right? So I've had these gifts like since I was born or whatever, right? So I'm an indigo child. Like a lot of things that I do, I can't talk to people about because they haven't done it. Or I've talked to some mediums that have done it, but like they can't help me on the shit, right? So like when my mother passed away, I was 4, and she explained to me in my 30s. I think it was like a few years ago. I was like 33 or whatever. She explained to me how she passed away, and when I tell y'all, it messed me up because I was more mad at her. Not mad at her. I was more annoyed that she left me with my dad who abused me, but I didn't know how, and then I was like, how could you leave me here? Then I was mad at God or whatever, right? So anyway, like I went through my dark period, like my dark period. Like I was raised Southern Baptist, and just like I was losing my faith, and then my spiritual awakening hit me so hard because I finally started healing myself. See, that's another thing. They don't tell you that once you start healing yourself, your gifts start coming in and they kick your ass. Like, they kick your ass. So, like, nobody even warned me about the shit, right? So, when she was telling me how she passed away and she was showing me and I was in her body, because you see it from a point of view, like straight POV, right? So you see it from like a point of view. So like when you see it, you're like, damn. And then like, this is my mama. So like, I'm really emotional of how it happened. Well, it was raining really, really hard. She was in a car accident and it spun out and she hit a light pole. And now she was with her sister. Her sister survived. That's my auntie. That's my aunt. She survived. My mother passed away. And I was just like, she died when she was 19 years old. So, she was a young mother, right? I couldn't fathom coming here for 19 years and only getting 4 years with my child. I couldn't fathom that at all. So once she just really just showed me what really happened and why it happened and why she had to leave, because she had to transition. Because see, we have a small, like, growing up in the 90s and shit like that, like they tell you, you're talking to demons and all that shit. Okay. Yeah, whatever. But it was how she was showing me things and how she was getting me ready. And I was like perplexed, like, getting me ready for what? Like, I didn't sign up for nothing. And she was like, well, you're going to be like very, very famous and you're going to be sharing your story with the world. And I was like, what? I'm the type of person I'm not getting on TV. This whole live thing is new, but I'm stepping out of my comfort zone because like, shit, I work for God, you know what I'm saying? So like, I try to do my best to put the messages out here, you know what I'm saying? Because there's somebody going through this shit that nobody's helping. And like, spirituality is not for the weak. Like, you have a lot of people that take themselves off of this earth because they can't deal with it mentally. Because it's just a lot of emotions. It's a lot of what's real, what's not. So I tell a lot of my clients, just don't believe anything that I tell you until you've actually went through it yourself. Like, I don't know what to even tell you. Like, I'm not going to ever lie to you. But at the same time, it's like, because I was a skeptic coming in. Like, I thought this whole thing was just a bunch of bullshit. I thought that mediums were scamming people. I'm just going to be honest, because I'm a realist. I thought the psychics were scamming people. You know what I'm saying? Some are. But that's basically just like not what we're here for. So back to my original story. So I had a friend come to me and he was like mad that he couldn't feel his dad anymore. When you transition, it's either quickly or it's not. A lot of people, it takes like a couple weeks because they have to decide, because they don't have time up there. We have time here. You know what I'm saying? We have time here. So we're like, oh, shit, I haven't felt my family in so long. Well, your family's here. Like, they don't leave y'all. Like, but it's just people like me. What's up, Sassy? Welcome in. Thank you for the likes. But it's just people like me that see your whole family, like, when they're with you. Like, I didn't ask for this, but it just happens. Like, I see your whole family. Like I have grandparents coming to me, and even parents coming to me, and